Yeah, it's me again. I am super irritated, like really irritated right now. So I don't have anybody to call because even though it's past 2 in the afternoon, I can't call my brother. And I don't, one thing about benzodiazepines is it thins the herd. You find out who your friends are and who who who's gonna stand by here and who fuck it. Shit. I'm not even going to start over, man. Screw it. I was going to start over because I got that 1 minute rule. Like, if 1 minute, if I come off like a stuttering prick or an asshole, like, start over. I'm not even going to bother. Uh, but, yeah, it's like I told these aid agency people, don't call that other number. Call this number. So, I'm just sitting around here like an asshole for hours waiting for them to show up. And I don't even know what time they showed up. But I woke up at 10 o'clock because I can't sleep because the melatonin stuff's at the drugstore. Because I neglected to pick it up for like 2 months because my head's been, you know, like a daiquiri in a blender. And they claim they knocked on the door. And it's like, if you knocked on the door, you had to knock on the door before 10 o'clock because I would hear you if you knocked on the door. It's like, is this like the when the mailman just doesn't feel like delivering your mail? Because I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, but a lot of times they will put like could not access your mailbox due to a dog or something, or like it'll say cannot reach your mailbox because of denied access. And I'm like, you're denied access. It's not even possible. It's like, and I don't have a dog. But you'll get these excuses for why you didn't get mail. Like when you go to get a package delivered or something, there'll be like a little note there, and they'll be like, yeah, I was threatened by a huge invisible dog, or I couldn't reach your mailbox. That's like has absolutely nothing in front of it. I had no access to it. It's just like they didn't feel like delivering your mail that day. So I feel like this aid agency that's supposed to be taking care of crippled up motherfuckers like me just are like, yeah, I knocked on his door, but he didn't answer because they don't want to do your house that day. You know, they don't get paid that much, and plus they can go to other places and they get however many hours. They can still get their hours in. Meanwhile, you get denied service. It's what like I found it kind of funny. You know, I can understand why the person said this, but I found it kind of funny that somebody said, well, you can't let your aid workers know that you're in bad shape, or they'll report that you need, like, I'm like, my aid workers don't do shit, man. They're invisible. Like, they don't show up. The house is a wreck. They don't give a damn about that, and they'll refuse to do stuff. And it's like simple stuff, like take the garbage out. I got this one aid worker that doesn't do anything because she's got like a bad shoulder. It's like, why are you even on the job if you can't lift anything with your shoulder? And then like she refused to go to Walmart just on principle. She won't go to Walmart. It's like you'll go to other stores, but you won't go to Walmart because there's too many people there during COVID. So they're just allowed to do whatever the hell they want. They're clearly not. I did ask when I had my broken toes. I asked one of them to help me with my foot as far as like personal grooming and stuff, like taking care of yourself because I was saying I was having trouble getting like reaching my feet and stuff. So I had these toes, and I'm like, I can do it, but it would be easier if you'd help me do it. Clean up my toes and re-bandage them together. And they were like, they didn't want to do it. It's like I could tell they didn't want to do it. They're freaked out by it. I'm like, all you got to do is like take. It's hard for me to do. You just got to take like this band-aid and wrap these two toes together so they stay together because the one's broken and wants to do this. And they were like, you know, they think they're gonna accidentally rip my toe off or something. I mean, I don't know. All it is like taping two toes together, and it's a lot easier for you to do it because I could barely reach the things, and I have to like, slide the band-aid in between the two toes and put another band-aid on the other side and meet them together. They don't want to do shit anyway, as far as like taking care the house, let alone worrying about if how I'm doing. And it's like, so now they don't show up, and it's like, man, this dependent stuff really sucks. It really sucks, man. Um, Not too long ago, you know, I don't know. I don't know when I retired the electric bike or whatever, but I was having trouble getting on and off the electric bike. So that was my independence, is I could hop on the electric bike and I could walk. Can't really walk anymore. Um, and get on the electric bike and I just go take care of stuff myself. And occasionally, and the electric bike was always fun because you never knew what that thing was going to do. It would actually take off like it was possessed and just throttle up. And it would always be full throttle. But it actually did that in my house. And it was pointed the wrong way for smashing into the TV was the only thing that saved my TV. It was pointed away from the TV. So I get off of it, let go of the throttle. Or no, what I mean, let go of the throttle. I get off of it. I have already let go of the throttle, and it just takes off like it's got a mind of its own and slams into my cupboard area in the kitchen. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just laying there on the ground with the wheels spinning. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? It did that while I was on it, right? Because it's electric, so I learned this that you have to tape up the connection area because if it gets wet, it completes the circuit. And so it doesn't complete the circuit like at a low speed. The thing goes 20 miles an hour, so you're just stuck going 20 miles an hour and you can't stop. And you let it go of the throttle, it's still like you got the throttle pushed all the way down. So you're just riding around. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like ride around on this bicycle in circles until the battery goes dead? And I'm like, I formulated a plan. I know I've told this story before, but I formulated a plan that, okay, I'll go up the wheelchair access ramp and I'll slam into the side of the ramp where it turns the corner toward the house. And then I'll be able to reach back and turn the motor off. Because that's the thing, is like I can reach back there and like almost get that button, but I have to turn around a little bit, and that's not a good plan when you're going 20 miles an hour on a bike because 20 miles an hour when you're talking about in a car, that's no big deal. But on a bike, you hit the road going 20 miles an hour, you got a problem. I've done it a couple of times. I did it like a stunt man once when I was fully dressed to go fishing, which was the only thing that saved me. Is like I had like a coat on, I had a flannel shirt on, and I was all wrapped up, and I just like didn't pay attention to what I was doing. And this was not an electric bike, but I was flying on a conventional bike, and I just drifted over, and I went into this gravel, and the gravel like acted like a brake, and I come flying off of the bike, and I just hit the road, and I said, and rolled down the road like a stuntman. And I'm just laid there, and I'm like, I'm okay. I didn't have any scrapes. I was young, but I didn't have any scrapes. I think I barely had any bruises. But it was basically, I was just shocked. I'm like, well, I'm not bleeding. My face isn't broken. It's like, how this happened? So 20 miles an hour is a big deal if you're hitting the road. So the way that worked out is like I just rode around in circles when the bike was, having a mind of its own and decided to go maximum overdrive on me and try to kill me. And uh, I did go up the wheelchair ramp and everything worked out perfectly like I planned. But anyways, I miss being able to do that because I'd be like, oh, just go do stuff myself. It's always better to take care of things yourself because if you want something done right, by God. And so now I'm all irritable. I haven't had my sleep, and yeah, I got up early. I haven't taken any Valium today, and I always do this. It doesn't work. It's like I took a whole pill last night, and I hate it when it doesn't work because it's like, okay, you're taking your normal dose that you're on right now. You took your half of a pill, and then you took your half of a pill. But I'm like, I got shit to do. I gotta get the rent paid today. I gotta get awake for the aid workers and, figure out what I'm going to do with them. So I got to go to sleep, and I don't know what time of night it was, but I didn't wait too long because I wanted to get up early. And so I was like, well, I'll take a whole pill of Valium and I'll take 2 Neurontin, and that'll put me to sleep. No, it never works. I always fall for it, though. Never works. You have CRPS, you have the highest rated chronic pain disease. That shit ain't going to get it done. You have to just be dead tired of sleep. It's like I don't even, when I still try to do that, but the truth of the matter is like I have to be like, like exhausted and pass out more or less. But the melatonin stuff apparently was helping me get there. But I don't even like try to go to sleep. There's too much going on inside this body. So I just wait until it's like sleep rapes me more or less. It's like I don't have any choice in the matter. I'll be watching TV and I'll wake up and it'll be a different scene. I'll like doze and I'll wake up. I'll be like, okay, now I can go to sleep. Or my eyes will be watering down my face, or I'll be sitting there playing Freestyle or something, and on the computer, and I'll be like, this game's suddenly gotten really hard. And I realize like, okay, I'm ready to pass out. But anyways, I still have 55 left over from the 90 pill bottle from a month. The prescription's waiting there at the drugstore. They called me on the wrong phone, which they never do. They always call the other number because I told them call the other number. So that phone just turns itself off randomly. It has very little battery life, and they called it. And I don't know when they got here. I didn't ask no questions because it just makes the conversation go longer, and that's kind of pointless deconstructing what happened. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, who did what, or whatever happened, because even if they were doing the mailman thing and just knocking on the door like this so as not to be heard to say they could knock on the door, and whatever happened, it doesn't matter. I still don't have my melatonin nor my new bottle of diazepam, so it's not really important. It's kind of a waste of time for me to even go there, but that doesn't stop me from being irritated. Now, a normal person would just be like, the fuck's wrong with you people, and just yell at them. That's how a healthy, normal person works. But I'm like, logic isn't a healthy way to live, apparently, because we're emotional human beings, and it's good for us to, like, just, like, vent on people. But it's like, it's your agency, but it's not you that did the fuck up. You're just some bitch on the phone. So, excuse me, some nice lady on the phone. It's some other bitch that did whatever happened this morning that's made me like really irritable right now. I also wanted to get on here briefly because uh, my head's been so fucked up that I thought I posted a video that I did not post. It's only like 37 minutes long. I'm gonna post it now, so I'm warning you. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna be out of order because I was looking through, like, it's called content now. It used to just be called videos. But you hit the content button on your channel, and it's like, why is this draft? I was like, I referred to this in the next video. People didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Even the pictures like matched up because it was called Adrift at Sea or something like that. I don't know what the fuck it was even called. I just looked at it, but there's a guy on a raft and he's like waving to a boat like way the far away. It had a cooler name than Adrift at Sea. But then the next thing I called Reconnecting with Reality, and it had a guy with oars. Instead of a guy that's sitting there in a life raft, drifting, waving for help. It was supposed to be symbolic. There's a guy with oars. Like I was making an effort trying to find the shores of reality. So, man, am I torqued up. Which probably means I'm just talking at normal speed and not talking really fast. Uh, because I talk slow. It's just, I like think about what I say ordinarily and don't just hold forth. Now, as far as that whole thing about like when you're mad or irritated, just getting mad at anybody is actually, for you, a healthier way to live. It may not be healthier for the people around you. Like, I might give that woman a bad day if I gave her an earful about her shit agency. Uh, you know, but it's like I had that one uncle that lived to be 93 that served in World War II. He didn't keep nothing inside. I mean, it was all out there. He didn't. He used the N word in public. He didn't care. It's like I'd be looking around while he'd be talking to me. I think Bill Burr has a comedy bit. When you know the N word is coming, it did not apply to my uncle. I asked my uncle, like, did you see any black people in World War II? And he's like, no, I didn't see any at all. So I think I asked him if he served or fought alongside any black people in World War II, and he said, no, it was completely segregated back then. He was like, I didn't even see a black person. All I saw was white people and the Japanese. And so he didn't have that whole thing about looking around or like checking. He didn't care who heard him or anything that he said. He didn't care. He also would like ride alongside his cop son and refused to put on a seatbelt because he said, I predate seatbelts, therefore seatbelts have no jurisdiction over me. He's a funny dude. And yeah, he had no filter at all. And just like he would get mad, he would just get mad. And I tend to think about like, okay, I just, I got like a, I got like a 5 second delay inside me. The 5 second delays in case the sportscaster swears, and they can cut it out. And, what would it be? Comply with FCC regulations. Yeah, I got a delay in me as far as like processing my emotions. It's like, okay, I'm irritated. Should I let myself get mad? Should I hit this guy? Should I do this? Or like, I think about, I'm just that removed or detached from things emotionally that I like think about everything first. And then, okay, you deserve getting yelled at, so I'm going to yell at you, you know. Um, but that was just stupid. It's like, they've been calling that other number forever. And then this morning, when I need the melatonin, when I have the fresh script for diazepam, when I actually need their services, they call a phone that they haven't called forever. And they're like, they called it like a million times. And I checked it, and it must have been off altogether. Because it'll do that. It'll just like randomly do shit by itself. Oh, kind of like that bicycle. So it's a maximum overdrive phone where it'll turn off the ringer. It'll like just turn itself off. And for you're like I was, it, you know how you get that alert when you get like a text message or something like that. Um, I'll have the volume up and be text messaging somebody and put the phone down, and it won't beep. And it's like, oh, this person I was talking, we're having like a little brief conversation via text message, and they messaged me like 47 minutes ago, and I was actually talking to them about how the phone was a piece of shit. I think too. But yeah, I got to get. I don't want nobody to call that phone. And it's like there's still people that are using that number. It's like the phone has screwed me over today, and I texted the landlord on it and told him like, yeah, I'll be using the other number now. If you need to get a hold of me, use the other number. And a lot of times people have the other number, but they call that number first, and then they don't bother to call the other number. So, so I can fork over my $1,700 in rent money tomorrow. He's gonna let me do it at my leisure. This is gonna suck this next week because uh, it's gonna be so damn cold, and now the cat did not want to go out last night. He did use the litter box. I was kind of wondering if he hasn't used the litter box in his house forever, like 6 months. I've just been keeping the window open. But last night, man, it was just too damn cold. It was 11 degrees, man. I couldn't do it. I was like, well, you don't want to go outside, and your kind of old, so I don't want to throw you outside in the cold. Which, throwing him outside would amount to scaring him and chasing him out, which I don't want to do that anyway because I kind of want him to come in here when it gets down and around. It's supposed to be a low of like -2 sometime this week. So, I want him in the house then. I don't want to scare him away again. I just got him kind of used to me now. But he wouldn't go out yesterday. He knows what's up. They can feel what's coming. And it's like, I'm going to put up with, you know, cat piss and shit for a week. And then get him going back outside. Uh, but can't be having the window open all the time. It just gets too damn cold. And it's like, so yeah, it's going to be irritating week. Uh, yeah, I just don't have anybody to call, so I just get on here and act like an idiot for a few minutes. Plus, I was going to put up that other video that's out of sequence. It's from like, I don't know, a week ago, 10 days ago, I don't know. It's short anyway. Um, yeah, so that's about it. It's like, I gotta stop doing that. It's like a pipe dream that I can like take dope and go to sleep. It's not, it doesn't work. Valium is like so infamous for putting people to sleep too that there's even like a quote from a movie that's pretty famous. It's like, oh, you don't have to worry about my mom. She's sleeping with Prince Valium this evening. I don't know what movie that was in, but it's like notorious for its sleeping pill abilities. But yeah, this person's supposed to call me back, and they might. I don't think they'll be able to. Too late for them to send somebody out here today, but I told them I needed to pick up some stuff at the drugstore. It was important, so I might be able to get somebody to come out tomorrow, but I won't be able to sleep tonight again because it doesn't matter that I didn't sleep much, last night. It doesn't matter that I slept. Didn't go sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning and woke up, like around 10. That's only 5 hours of sleep. Now that's enough sleep for a lot of people, but for me, if I'm doing 4 and 5 hours for 3 and 4 days in a row, it's no good. For me, I need like 6 to 8 hours, and I can tell the difference just off of a couple hours. Sometimes you just need more sleep than other times, so it is what it is. So, anyways, I guess you can look at the other video if you want to, and yeah, um, like I said, I just don't. Sometimes you need to talk, and I don't have anybody to talk to. So, my friend's on vacation in the Keys in Florida. I thought about calling him, but I was like, no, I don't want to bother him. I know him too well, especially if he's fishing. He caught a 100-pound shark. He didn't keep it, but he caught a 100-pound shark, and I don't know what kind of shark. That's what my brother told me. I haven't talked to him. When I talked to him, all he was catching was yellow snapper, like small yellow snapper. He's got like a bunch of his grandkids down there. They revamped their plans. So I was talking to him on the phone, and somebody came in and they were all irritated and stuff. And he started laughing. He said, "Yeah, I guess my 5-year-old grandson just projectile vomited on my son." I'm like, "Yeah, I had that experience before. It's kind of unforgettable. I've been vomited on twice, and once was really bad. It's like, dude, you can't look away from me when you do that. I mean, what the hell? I guess it surprised him or something. But dude ate a whole bunch of like fried chicken, like 3, 4 pieces of fried barbecued chicken, and some other stuff. And it was my cousin on my mom's side. We went on this stupid ride. They call it either the spider or the octopus. They call it different things, but it's that ride where there's like 3 cars and it's up on an arm, and the cars spin around and the arms go up and down like this. So we're spinning around and stuff, and I said, "Hey man, what's going on with you? You ain't said." That's about as far as I got, because he turned around and looked at me, and I was covered, and I was like, "Stop the ride!" In the car, and he looked at me like, you know, tough shit, buddy. We don't stop rides around here. There's just vomit everywhere, man, all over me, all over the inside of the car. It's just everywhere. But I yelled, "Stop the ride! Stop!" in my little kid voice. And he was like, you know, uh, he was like, probably already thinking about time to get the hose out. Yeah, I could never figure out. It's like, sometimes that stuff will surprise you, but at least turn your damn head away. At least he didn't hit me in the face or anything. Um, but my brother, like, older brother, caught the flu when we were kids, and that wasn't his fault. And it was mostly milk he was trying to drink to settle his stomach. But he rounded the corner and was running toward the bathroom, and I was sitting on this chair. We had like an open doorway there, and yeah, I was able to dodge a little bit there, but it wasn't like the Matrix, man. That shit was coming at me in fast motion, so it hit my shoulder. It got me on the shoulder. That was nothing compared to the spider or the octopus ride incident. That was horrible. But that's what I said to my friend in Florida. I was like, "Yep, that's a singular. I've had that experience. It's sort of a singular experience. Nothing really compares to it in vileness, unless you're in a German video that's in the back of the video store in the old days." I can't even make that reference now. It's too anachronistic. It's too old timey. When you had to rent your disgusting, filthy videos in the back of a porno store like a real man, instead of like getting them on on the computer like a coward, where you can sit there and erase your browser history and stuff like that. Which, while I'm telling stupid stories, I might as well say, like, I hadn't seen this guy for like years, and he caught me coming out of the back of the porno section in video time. He was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he passed it off like he didn't see where I was coming out of, and I was like, "Man, that's a hell of a thing, man. I ain't seen you for like 2 years, and then you see me come out of the porno section." He goes, "Yeah, that was kind of fun." He kept a straight face and was gonna let me. He was being nice. He was gonna let me just pretend and stuff. And that's like a weird situation. It's like I doubt any younger people that don't remember video stores, or maybe you're just like a decent non porno type person and didn't go in the back of the video stores. But that's like a weird vibe where you like you go into you go through the bat wing doors into the back of the we'll say Blockbuster, even though I never rented anything at Blockbuster. But you go into your adult section, and like there's people chattering and all happy one minute, and then you go through that bat wing doors and everybody's all quiet. It's like really quiet in there. Like nobody holds up one of the disgusting boxes and says to somebody, "Have you seen this? Is it any good?" "Oh yeah, I come like 3 times to that thing, man. It's great." There's no chatter to be had in the back in the porno section in the back of the store. And then like one time, a couple came in there with a chatty ass woman, and it's like all the guys were like, "You got no idea of like the etiquette involved in here. You're gonna just like be chattering away. It's bad enough. Like it's like, dude, you know, that only happened once where there was like a couple. It's like it's nice that y'all want to watch porn together and stuff, but you're kind of fucking up the feng shui for everybody else in here because it's really like awkward. You know, it's just you made it awkward." And then you look at the guy like, "Dude, you already got a woman. Why are you in here renting pornos, man?" That's like you're not that old, so you can't be like that jaded already. And it's like what are you doing here? But yeah, that was weird. And then like uh, I saw some like weird. I've never seen anything that German stuff, by the way. It's just like they're famous for their Shiza videos. I mean, they mentioned them on South Park, and like, yeah, I'm not going to tell that story. That's a disgusting story, but it's not my fault. But it's a disgust. I'll tell it, man. Just children, guard your ears. But this is like in the early days of the computer and whatever, and they had some service called like WinMX. And you could get music off of it mostly, but you could also get video off of there. And then my brother-in-law was like trying to explain to me, like, you can get video off of here too. I'm like, what? You can just like get a video? Like, he's like, oh yeah, man, you can get like, I don't think he specifically said pornography or whatever, but he's like, just pick a woman's name. And I'm like, okay. I'm, I'm like, Heather. Heather is a traditional hot girl's name, so he types in Heather. And Heather, before you have a chance to realize what's happening, you get to watch Heather take an enormous number two on screen. I'm like, oh man, thanks, dude. I'm not gonna be able to get erection for like 2 weeks now, man. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. So I got him back by using the same site and finding a video. I don't know why people even make these things, but human beings are, apparently disgusting creatures. But it was a woman giving birth to a Nerf football. So I told him it was something entirely different, and I like renamed it or whatever, and sent it to him in his email. It's like it's what exactly what I described. If you remember what a Nerf football was, see, I'm old. So I don't even know if they make Nerf footballs anymore. But it was a woman giving birth to a Nerf football. Why she put it up there, or why? Who knows? But anyways, I guess that wasn't too disgusting. I told it in a polite fashion. Yeah, a polite fashion means when you tell a story like that, you use a minimum amount of adjectives. That's the key. But yeah, I am not Patrice O'Neill, so I don't want to go there. Not only am I not that funny, I don't want to go there. As far as like giving you an example of why adjectives are not your friend in that situation. You don't want to describe the state of the football. So, um, yeah, I guess I gotta find something to do. I don't really have any decent food left. I get like a food shipment in here tomorrow from Global Meals, and I really need to like talk to them people. I'm just putting off making that call. It's a weird call, and I don't know if I have one of their current menus, but like to tell them not to send me stuff that I can't chew. But then I don't want to do that because I actually accidentally got like old people food once. And I'm like, look, this is my future. It's like I'm not depressed enough. I was like, what is this turkey? It's like turkey pudding. I was like, horrified by it. I'm like, what the hell is this? I didn't really know what it was. And it's like, it's turkey pudding. It's pureed turkey for people that can't, don't have any teeth at all. So I threw it out the window. I just throw stuff that I don't like out the window toward the backyard. I threw like a smoked salmon cream cheese bagel. I don't know whose idea it was that cream cheese and fish go together, but it's probably a German. Probably a German. I'm blaming the Germans. But I just threw that thing out the window like a frisbee. I tried to eat one of those. It's like gotta call them up and say, quit sending me, you know, fish and cheese do not go together. I don't care what anybody says. Don't send me no smoked salmon with cream cheese on it on a bagel. It's retarded. Whoever thought that up was a sick person. It should, get fined, not jail time. Nobody's forcing me to eat it. But yeah, I just threw it out the window like a frisbee. So there's raccoons and there's a wooded area back there. So there's also birds and other creatures that might appreciate cheese on fish, but I don't. So I threw the pureed turkey. The cats actually like that. Um, yeah. So this is the thing is I don't know what to do with my day. Uh, yeah. I don't know what to do with myself. My irritability level does not make me. I have like Justin Herbert is going to probably be named Rookie of the Year on the 6th. They have like an awards dinner thing. I looked it up on the computer. Just trust me, he'll be announced Rookie of the Year. I very fortunately bought a bunch of his cards before. I saw that he was good like right off, but I didn't know he was going to be that good. So not only did I like buy a bunch of his cards at cheaper prices, and they go for like high prices now, but I had bought him some cards for literally nothing that would be worth like $100 a pop now, but I sold them for like $20, $30, and I was like, cool, I made a profit because that's all I care about is making a profit off them. But I wish I had them now. I had one that was especially valuable that might have gone for as much as $200 that I sold for, I think, what did that thing go for? I don't know, around $30. But yeah, I don't know, I just don't want to do anything. So the irritability level is too high. And, you know, even like sitting at a table and spreading the cards out on the table. If I would, I have like little stands. I can actually do it like here with the camera phone. Uh, with the every phone's got a camera on it, and yeah, I don't know. I don't play guitar anymore. I don't do anything that takes any patience, or I don't derive much enjoyment out of anything except for like being all I do. All my existence is now is concentrating on being in the least amount of pain and or discomfort imaginable. So that doesn't leave a whole lot as far as activities that you can do. And then like uh, I could pick up the weights today. I gotta do that at some point. I gotta find some kind of physical activity I can do. I can lift weights like a person would that's in a wheelchair and not use my legs for anything. It'll at least get my heart rate up. Um, but yeah, whew, I guess I'm all right now. Eh, it's just it's just annoying. It's life is stupid like that. It's like, I, why would they just out of the blue when I actually need that stupid melatonin? I mean, I can do without the buying prescription until, see, I won't be able. They come twice a week, so today's Thursday. They won't come till next Tuesday. So I have like 4 days where I'm gonna have trouble sleeping if they don't get somebody here today or tomorrow, and I'm too prideful to like ask the landlord to pick it up because I hate his fucking guts. I'm too prideful to ask my. I just don't like asking any of my family for anything. So you know, and that just doesn't seem to work out too well. But yeah, my landlord would do it because it's just you just have to go through the drive-through and you can pick up other people's scripts if you know their birthday. And but I hate his guts and wouldn't ask him to do anything. I mean, I might ask him. The traditional saying is I wouldn't ask him to piss on me if I was on fire, or is it the other way around? I wouldn't piss on him if he was on. I wouldn't cross the street to piss on him if he was on fire. I don't know what the expression is, but if I'm not gonna say anything stupid, like if I was on fire, I wouldn't ask him to put me out. But I'm not asking that dude for anything. I hate that guy so bad. He was such a part of my demise and downfall that put me in the situation I'm in right now, chattering on the computer about nothing, and being like in a state of dependence where the drugstore is like right there. If I was a sniper, I could shoot it from here. You know, I just need a scope. I just need like higher ground and a scope, and I could actually shoot my bottle of pills from here. If I could line it up through the window, and if I could see like, you know, it would be under B. They put them in racks in this store. It's actually a strange thing to think about. I don't think the drive-through window would be lined up properly when you get the bullet in there to shoot the pills. But it's that close. I mean, I used to walk there without much trouble, and then I got this landlord, and that just decided to make my life a living hell by just renting to any cocksucker that or any eligible person. Good to go. You have two heads and three arms. I got a place for you. Yeah. You got like convicted of crimes 4 times. Well, you deserve a second chance. Actually, it would be your fifth chance, but yeah, we'll put you in here too. And then you can open up a meth business. What? You are an angry lesbian crackhead? I got a place for you. Oh, you are like into stolen goods and like to wake up early in the morning and smoke reefer and drink malt liquor and yell and scream on the porch with all your buddies and pals. Yeah, you sound like an ideal tenant. Oh man, to run the rogues gallery that he let in here was unfucking believable. And all those I've told all those stories before, but let's see, pot dealers, the lesbian crack dealers, the meth dealers that led to the squatting situation, the domestic violence couple that fucked so loud that the guy in the wheelchair called the police on him for fucking, and the girl was so crazy she would yell at the guy in the wheelchair through the door, like, "We'll call the police on you, you miserable uh, crippled cocksucker." She just yells that in the hallway randomly at his door. And I'm like, and I talked to, that's when I used to talk to the dude in the wheelchair before he helped me break my toes by going behind my back and talking to the landlord and talking about shit that was going on in my apartment. That's another long story. But I talked to the guy and I was like, "Man, you believe that woman like just yelling at you through your door?" And he's like, "I didn't hear anything." But that guy could have been gaslighting me because he used to do that shit all the time. Like, I don't remember saying that. And it's like, oh, that's funny because you said it. Like, I don't remember doing that. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. I don't know what. I guess it's a control thing to fuck with people's heads to like deny reality. Uh, Not healthy. But yeah, you can't gaslight me. It's not possible. Like, I know what I know. I'm immune to that shit. Yeah, that's the people off the top of my head. Like the domestic violence. They weren't like a domestic violence couple necessarily. There was a the lesbian couple was a domestic violence couple with the street dealing one named Red. That's all I knew her by was Red. Uh, the other couple would just like fight and fuck all the time, and it was like I said, hard to tell which one was louder because they fucked just as loud as they fought, and they lived over top of me, and actually the other guy called the cops on them. That's how loud they were. I'd be like, Jesus, he's murdering her. So it sounded like a crime was being committed, but they were into rough sex or whatever. I don't know what the hell their deal was, but yeah, then they'd have like once a week yelling and screaming arguments and door slamming, and they'd actually do that thing where guy's like, "I don't want to talk to you anymore." And she's like, "I'm not done with you," and be yelling at him, and then you could hear him yelling, and it would be like quiet yelling, loud yelling, really, really, really loud yelling, getting quieter, moving away from me, going down the street. It'd be like that. I'd be like, be shitting me. I got rid of that dude, of course, by I didn't even say anything to the landlord because that didn't work. So I just like, come outside. He's like, what? Come outside for a minute. He just like pointed to the hole in the siding on the front of the house where the guy threw the door open. The guy weighed like 250 pounds. He like threw the door open so hard that the handle to the door like embedded in the side of the building. This is a big, like heavy security type door too. I mean, it scared the shit out of me, and I saw it coming. It like rattled the windows and stuff. If I didn't see it coming, if I didn't like hear the dude, and if I was like in another room or whatever, and I just heard that big huge boom, it was like an explosion. And then I like went out and got the mail later, and I was like, holy crap! He about put the door handle through the side of the building, and then that was like the final straw for the landlord. But you complain about stuff to the guy all the time, and he would be like making excuses for the people. I mean, I told all these stupid stories before, so I'm wasting all you people that have been with me a long time, wasting all your times, and I'm not doing the stories justice to any of the new people that are listening to me gabble right now. Because I guess I got 184 subscribers. I've been picking up subscribers lately for some reason. I have no idea why. But, I'm kind of indifferent to that sort of thing. I'm not on here to make money or to be a cult of personality or anything like that. I'm on here just to kill time and hopefully be amusing to people that stumble across me. I have no agenda. I don't really, yeah, I'm just here. Anyways, it's like the guy minimized, my landlord just would minimize everything. And then he'd be like, well, I don't have any proof, that they're dealing crack out of the building. And it kind of puts me in a bad situation legally. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I've seen money and drugs change hands outside the building from people coming from inside your building. I've seen it on the porch. I got really pissed off that one day because I saw a guy counting out his money to buy the crack on the porch before he opened the door, which is very unprofessional from a drug buyer's perspective. And they didn't even have enough sense. Yeah, I hate drug dealers that don't have sense. First of all, you don't shit where you eat. That's where you live. That's where they can identify you. You go and you make your arrangement and you make your meet, and there's a parking lot like right down the road. Like, you're a bad drug dealer if you do the exchange right in front of the property that you live at, where they can get your name and your social and everything else, and just find you really easily. But yeah, they would do that, and then you go and you make a drug buy, you hang out for a little while. I actually was sitting there on the computer, and it was 3:17, and this guy that I've seen come and go before, he went upstairs and came back down. By the time he went upstairs and came back down, it was still 3:17. He wasn't here a minute. That is not how you make a drug buy. Anybody out there who needs to know this might be important information for you. Is like, uh, hang out a little bit, make it look like a social visit. You know, don't just. You know. I heard a story like from Canton. I talk about Canton on here and what a nasty town it was. But a guy actually had a setup in an alley where he had a crack drive-through, right? It's like I don't think I need to explain it anymore. The crack drive-through, but he had a window that was street level, and they would just go through this alley and just here's your Big Mac with extra cheese, and thanks for your 20. And yeah, I heard about that. So laughing. Um, yeah, it's so that's why I hate my landlord, is because he's made this place a living hell for like so many years. It wasn't always like that. I don't know why. I don't know if like he was just letting anybody, and then uh, a couple of bad people got in here, and maybe this place got a bad reputation, or I don't know what happened, but the quality in the tenants, it just slid all the way off the map, you know, to the point where um, anytime that I saw the police, because I used to sit in the living room and I got like three windows and the streets right there and everything. Anytime I would see any police coming, I'd be like, they're coming here. Wasn't even a question. It's like, they're coming here. Like, here we go again. And I remember like one time, uh, I heard some cops asking somebody some questions out there, and they were just talking amongst themselves. And so, I just like I was bored. I just opened the door and I started talking to the police. And there's a guy with a video on here that's like never talked to the police. And I'm like, yeah, I can understand. He's like, never, just don't talk to him. And so I just go out there and I start talking to the police. And I'm like, are you looking for so and so? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, I just want to tell you, that he's not here and he hasn't been around for like a really long time. Then they started interrogating me, and I'm like, man, I'm like, look, I'm going back inside. So I was like, I'm tired of standing out here. I just like was rude. I was like, the fuck, man, I'm out here trying to help you, and you're interrogating me. Asking me like, well, not questions about them, questions about me. It's like, how long you been living here? They want to know like if I'm involved with the guy that I know his business. And it's like, am I a fellow drug compatriot or whatever? But yeah, that's the last time I'm going to try to help any cops. If they ask me, if I have to talk to them, I'll cooperate. But I knew that like a long time ago from growing up in Canton. And I mean, I grew up in the suburbs, but I went from the suburbs to like the bad part of town, like real quick. And I learned like how to handle traffic stops and how to handle police and stuff like that. As I speak only when I'm spoken to. I don't offer any information, and just yeah, just like yes sir, no sir type shit, and don't give them any ammunition at all for further harassment. I remember like that one time I was a little bit freaked out because I didn't know that it was kind of like very Starsky and Hutch. There's another old reference for you. But they rolled up on me, and I'm not kidding you. The guy in the passenger side got out of the cop car before it stopped rolling, had me over top of the cop car once it stopped rolling, and was frisking me before he even talked to me. He like had me in the position over top of the car. He didn't slam me on the car or anything like that, but he had me like, with the hands behind the back. It was already like had me up against the car. Not hands behind the back. I think he told me to put my hands on the car. That's all he said to me, and just started patting me down. It's like, oh, okay. How are you doing this evening, officer? That's my dick you're touching, by the way. It was like, what the hell's going on here? And then I figured it out real fast that I met a description and I was out walking like I used to when I was young, hale, hardy, and fearless. Just walk whenever. Didn't care what time of day it was. Didn't care about the neighborhood. Met some interesting people. You'll meet some interesting people at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of like, yeah, I sampled that kind of, that night, that street life thing. I sampled that before. It's not my thing. But that's how you can tell like a bad neighborhood from a good neighborhood is the amount of people that are out after midnight. I grew up in the roll up the sidewalks neighborhood, so I went from that to people just yelling random shit to you or hitting you with a water bottle from a moving car at 2 a.m. You know, I would have some sense. Like, I would, if I needed to take a walk or whatever, the bars closed around here, I think 2, if I remember correctly. So I wouldn't go for a walk at 2 o'clock. I would wait till 3 o'clock. in the morning to take a walk, or I would take a walk at 1 o'clock in the morning. But, if I absolutely need to take a walk when the bars let loose, because there was a ton of bars in that neighborhood, because there was a factory in that neighborhood, Timkins Steel, which actually was the factory that my dad worked in for like 30 years before they mandatorily retired him. And there was just nothing but bars all around this factory to eat up the workers' money. So, it's not a good time to be out and about. And, anyways, so what have we established here? That I can talk a lot and talk really fast when I'm irritated. And I like to remember, I'm like anybody else. I like my memories, good and bad, and like to inflict them upon people. And that my worker agency is trash, which I already knew. And I don't think there's any jeopardy at all of them, committing me to a nursing home. As far as like this guy can't take care of himself. I mean, they see me in shorts all the time. I just answer the door in shorts and shirtless like all the time. And they can't see that I have the heels worn out of my socks because I'm not taking care of myself and not changing my socks. Because I am standing on my heels, but they can. Uh, that social distancing rule is probably helping me out. In the mask, they can't smell me, so you know. But yeah, if it comes to a nursing home type situation, let's hope it doesn't get there. But it would be me if I decide to live. That would be like, yeah, I need help. They call it. They've been trying to get me in assisted living for years, and I didn't know what assisted living was. And it's like a nursing home. To this one person told me, and another person told me it is a nursing home. I asked one of the aid workers. No, I asked my case manager at Coleman. I was like, yeah, that the guy who prescribes the Valium, Mark, we'll call him because that's his name. I was like, Mark's always trying to talk me into going into. He's been trying to talk me into considering assisted living for years. And I'm like, what is assisted living? Because I had this picture in my head that like they leave you alone and let you live, and you got your own apartment, except for they have medical people in the same building, and you can ask for help if you need help. If I don't know if medical people are like, you know, to assist you at living. I mean, it's like you got something that's too heavy. I had some dumb idea in my head. I don't know, but assisted living, I guess, just means nursing home. And I've been in nursing homes before, and I don't want to go there. Don't like the lack of private. I don't like any intrusion of any kind. So I don't like dependence, and I don't like the situation I'm in now, where I, I got to worry about whether I have my pills or not. I can't just go get them, even though they're very close. Um, yeah. So, like I said, that's about it. I'm gonna put up that other video that I made from like this video and that other video that I made for a while ago. I made for a while ago. I made a while ago just because it messes up the continuity. There's like a 5-day gap in there when that video should be fit in there. Where I'm like, it has a drift in the title. A drift on a sea of nothingness, maybe it's called. I don't know. Anyways, this video and that video, I will put up simultaneously, and you can be confused about which one to watch, or you can look at the what's the thing that they call where they tells you where you are in the space time continuum. The date. You can look at the date on the video. That's why I put the dates on the video as I chronicle my descent into madness and eventual death. Look, man, people, we all know this life thing, generally speaking, ends badly. I mean, let's not kid ourselves, but my uncle, the World War II vet, he had like an idyllic death, but it was still a death, and he still suffered a lot before he died. He lived to be 93. So, and he lived to the point where, like, he was still in pretty good shape into his 80s. And then he went through like a 10 years of hell before he died. And then when he died, he just died. I mean, he was at Thanksgiving dinner with his family and his grandkids, which is a good death for him, but a bad memory perhaps for his grandkids, but he just keeled over. And his son actually worked as an EMT and was there, and so they know that his death was like almost instantaneous. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's. Maybe I should. I guess you can rename your channel. I like Pork Frog. I think it's a good and memorable name. And descending into madness and death is probably not a good name for a channel, but it would be an appropriate one. Ah, shit. Okay, I made myself laugh. So, yeah. Hopefully, I made somebody else laugh too. But yeah, like I said, you can sort out the videos, and I won't trouble you for a few more days here, just because you know I'm irritated by life. It's very irritating, and I just needed somebody to talk to, so I decided to talk to you. When really I'm just talking to myself and leaving it up to other people in case they want me to talk at them. Anyways, I'm just hanging on here because I don't know what the fuck to do with the rest of my day. I don't want to do anything. I literally don't want to do anything. Don't want to eat. Don't have anything I want to eat. Uh, yeah, just irritated that my day got all fucked up. Because your day will get all fucked up if you're sitting around waiting for people that don't come. Because you can't get in the middle. Even if I could get in the middle of, I don't know, some me time or watching a movie or watching TV or even taking pictures of my cars. You can't. You don't want to get in the middle of something. And that's what another thing about this aid agency thing is you got no idea when they're going to show up. So, like, when's our appointment scheduled for? Thursday? What time? Thursday? Yeah, you get the picture. I'm sick of myself now. So, goodbye, and talk to you in 3 to 5 days.